Welcome to Ink and Cinema. Here we dive into the fascinating worlds of literature and film, exploring the connections, contrasts, and magic between the page and the screen. Today we will focus on the several notable differences between Tolkien's The Fellowship of the Ring book and Peter Jackson's film adaptation. In this video, we will explore some of the key distinctions. 1. Sauron's backstory and ring origins. The film opens with a narrated prologue by Galadriel, showing Sauron forging the One Ring and the last alliance of elves and men defeating him. In the book, much of this background is delivered through Gandalf and Elrond's dialogue, making it less visual but more lore-rich. 2. Sauron's defeat. In the book, Sauron's loss of the ring to Isildur is told as a historical account, with less detail on the physical battle. In the film, it's shown dramatically, with Sauron appearing on the battlefield and Isildur cutting the ring from his finger, causing Sauron's defeat in a visually intense moment. 3. Tom Bombadil. In the book, Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin encounter Tom Bombadil, a mysterious and ancient figure who helps them in the Old Forest and rescues them from the Barrow Wights. The movie entirely omits this character and these events, making the story tighter but removing a distinctive element of Middle-earth's lore. 4. Gandalf's captivity at Orthanc. In the book, Gandalf describes his captivity at Orthanc, where Saruman reveals his betrayal and Gandalf is later rescued by Gwaihir the Eagle. In the film, this is shown in real time, with scenes of Saruman overpowering Gandalf and imprisoning him, adding more drama to their confrontation. 5. The timeline. Tolkien's story unfolds over several years, with 17 years passing between Bilbo's birthday party and Frodo's departure from the Shire. The film condenses this, giving the impression that Frodo leaves shortly after Gandalf discovers the nature of the ring. 6. Saruman's increased presence. Saruman's role is expanded in the film, especially his alliance with Sauron. The movie shows him more actively involved in creating Uruk-hai, commanding them to hunt down the Fellowship, and even conjuring a storm to hinder their journey up the Caradhras mountain. 7. The Council of Elrond. In the book, the Council of Elrond includes more backstory and minor characters like Glorfindel, Galdor, and Boromir's father Denethor is briefly mentioned. The film simplifies this scene to focus on key Fellowship members and skips much of the complex history. 8. Legolas's introduction. In the book, Legolas arrives at the Council of Elrond as a representative of Mirkwood to report on Gollum's escape. The movie introduces him simply as an elven warrior, downplaying his diplomatic role. 9. Moria's Gates. In the book, the Fellowship debates how to enter Moria, with Gandalf eventually solving the riddle to open the doors. The movie makes the solution quicker and focuses on the Watcher in the water, which attacks immediately, making it a more suspenseful sequence. 10. Arwen's role and Glorfindel's omission. In the book, Glorfindel, an elf lord, aids Frodo after his encounter with the Black Riders and helps him reach Rivendell. The film replaces Glorfindel with Arwen, who rescues Frodo and takes him to Rivendell, intensifying her connection with Aragorn. 11. Lothlorien's mirror scene. In the book, the Mirror of Galadriel reveals not only possible future events to Frodo, but also the Eye of Sauron, which seems to interact with him. In the film, Frodo sees disturbing visions but has a more intense and personalized encounter with the Eye. 12. The gift-giving scene in Lothlorien. Galadriel gives each member of the Fellowship a gift in the book, including the Light of Arendil for Frodo, elven cloaks, and lembas bread. The movie reduces these gifts, only showing the file given to Frodo and Sam's rope in the extended edition. 13. Boromir's death timing. In the book, Boromir's death actually occurs at the beginning of the Two Towers rather than at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring. The film shifts his death to the end of the first movie to give it a dramatic conclusion and illustrate the danger of the ring's influence. 14. Faramir's presence. Faramir, Boromir's brother, is only mentioned briefly in the book when Boromir speaks of Gondor and his family. The film adaptation adds additional dialogue and a flashback between Boromir and Faramir to build on Boromir's motivations for taking the ring. 15. The role of the Uruk-hai. In the book, the orcs and Uruk-hai chasing the Fellowship are less organized and powerful, than those in the film. The movie presents the Uruk-hai as a formidable army created specifically by Saruman to capture the Ring-Bearer, giving them a more menacing role. These were the main changes which allowed the film adaptation to build a visually driven, cohesive narrative, adapting Tolkien's richly layered world to the screen without losing the essence of the story. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Tolkien's world, which is filled with layers, and every adaptation choice shapes Middle-earth in new ways. If you enjoyed this comparison, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Ink and Cinema for more deep dives into books and their screen adaptations. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, and keep exploring the worlds of ink and cinema.